Hey, I'm Diana, creator of Money Boss Mama. If you are new here, I teach women how to become a money boss from the inside out by shifting their mindsets, paying off debt, and saving money. You can learn more about me on my website, moneybossmama.com. Follow me on Instagram at moneybossmama, where I am always giving out free money tips. But today is payday. It is time to check in to see how I did last paycheck. And a little background about me, I decided to start doing budget check-ins because I am living on one income. I am a single mom of two. I don't have any type of child support. So I am the sole financial provider of my children right now. So I just decided to create these videos to motivate you, to inspire you, and to show you how I am doing it. And I hope that you join me on my journey to debt freedom. I am hoping to be debt free at the end of 2020. I live on one moderate income, so I am showing you that if I can do it, you can do it too. But I am about to go ahead and turn you around so we can get started. So I've got everything that I need laid out on my desk, but first I wanted to just go over my budget. And I did decide to use a different form just for the sake of the video, because in this budget form, I can actually put down the amount that I budgeted, the actual amount, and the difference between the two, so you can have a better visual of what I came under and what I came over. And this is actually a free PDF sheet that I created a couple of years ago. So if you want access to this budget sheet, I will leave a link in the description box below. But my income did not change, and if you had not watched my previous budget with me video, I just budget for the amount of my pay. I don't include any like side hustle income, any income from my blog. I like for my budget to be pretty much the same. It helps to keep me from getting overwhelmed. It helps to keep me organized, and the amount that I make on the side, it varies, and it can have like a drastic variation between 2 months or 2 weeks. So I just like to keep it simple and know what I'm working with. So this is the amount that I make each month from my day job. And I also noted last time that I don't include like my insurance premiums. I don't include 401k contributions, my child care FSA contributions, dental and eye care contributions. All of that is automatically deducted from my pay. So I don't include it in this budget sheet because it doesn't make it to my account. But for the expenses that I have that are fixed, they rarely ever change, like rent and insurance. So I don't have an amount here. I just put a line out on the side. And for gas, I am working from home due to the pandemic, so I have not really been going out much. So I budget, it's usually $70 per paycheck, and I decided to leave it the same because I am eventually going to go back into the office, and I don't feel like dealing with making a whole new budget if I do decide to adjust the gas contribution. So the amount that I actually spent is $40. And I had to scribble out what I wrote here because that was not correct. But the amount that I actually spent this last paycheck, and this amount, actual amount, and the difference is the last paycheck that I had, was $40, and then the difference was $30 because, as I stated, I am barely going anywhere. And so insurance and the car maintenance is the same, and I just take out $20 per paycheck, and this will go for like I have a car sinking fund because my car, she is old. She's almost to 300,000 miles, and she just needs a lot more maintenance than a regular car that's maybe like fresh off the lot. So this includes my oil changes, which I typically get every like 4 to 5 months. And this includes any future repairs that I may need. I just like to save up in advance. And so my utilities, I budget $120 for my electric bill. The actual amount was surprisingly $104.57. So I had a difference of $15.47 there. And for water, I have been using a lot more water. I don't know why we are going through so many clothes right now, even though we're not going anywhere. So I actually came over $5. And I do want to state that for my expenses, like rent and utilities, all of these, electric, water, phone, I do not take them out in cash because number one, they are extremely important and I don't want to lose the money. I just take out the expenses that are variable expenses out in cash that I kind of need extra help staying within budget in. And so these actually go to, I have a separate account. I call it my bills account. All of my bills are on auto pay. I just take out how much I need from each paycheck each month, and then the auto pay handles the rest. So it's basically operating on its own, but I do like to check in from time to time. So even though I came over budget, there's usually something that will offset the amount. So here I came under budget $15.47. I came over budget $5 here. And even on the phone, it has gone up. I don't know if I have some additional fees. So it went up by $3.80. And even though I am over budget, I don't really fret too much about it, because I have $15.47 here to cover the cost. And this typically happens each month. So if I come over budget in one of my expenses, then there's always another expense that comes under, and they kind of offset each other. And that's how my bills account operates. So I purposely budget a little over for each expense. I will take like the last 3 to 4 bills, and I will find the average of all of them, and that is typically what I use to budget. But I do typically add a little bit extra just in case I come over. And if I come under budget, I just let that extra money sit there in preparation for another bill that may be over. And internet was the same. Groceries, I used up all of my groceries, and to be honest, I did get a little hangry. So up here on my gas, I did use $10. I was going to come under budget 40. I used 10 to go to Chick-fil-A, whatever. I still came over budget. I'm not really super strict when it comes to that. And so for going out, I budget $100 per paycheck, which is $200 per month. And I came under budget by $20 because I only spent $180. Grooming, that is, I give myself $30 per paycheck for beauty. I recently added that not too long ago because it's still important to do for yourself, even though you are on a debt-free journey. And I used all of that up. It's not really much anyway. Hopefully you can see this down here. I will pull this up. So for the last few expenses, childcare, that's the same. This will be changing soon because I'm actually pulling my daughter out. My son's childcare is taken care of by my flexible spending account. And this is for my daughter because when she needs childcare, it's not all year round. So I will be pulling her so we can prepare for second grade soon. So I am actually going to put this extra money into my student loan payment. So I will boost that up to however much, $810, $20. And this is miscellaneous. It's just for those pop-up expenses. I just budget $15 just to have a little buffer. Savings is $150, emergency fund $60. Now I used a printout on my spreadsheet last video that I did, and I realized that I had extra money sitting in my account and I had no idea why. And it was because my formula that I used was counting one of my expenses twice. So I was really coming under, and I had extra money which should have been going to my emergency fund. So I finally got that figured out and tracked it down. That's why it's super important to just go through and review your budget and your actual numbers in your account. And then here we have the student loan payment, which I always make, sometimes a little over if I have extra money laying around. And so I will rarely ever have a difference here. And so my spendable income is $74.67. And I actually have what I came under budget from my cash envelopes last time. So I stated before, I save all of my ones. So all of my singles, anytime I get ones back in change, I set it aside in a separate envelope and save the ones. So I came under budget $18 in ones from last paycheck. And then I came under budget the $30 in gas. So I have that here. And then the $20 in personal funds. So altogether $68 in cash. And then the rest that I came under budget was in my bills account, but I'm not going to do anything with that. So for this money that I've taken when I cleaned out my cash envelopes from last time is going to be added to the money that I have in my handy dandy coin tub. And I showed you guys this last paycheck. So I will show you again. Here I have it's an old popcorn tin that I got from my brother last Christmas. And I typically put back my ones that I come under in this stack here. And this is, I decided to use this money for my daughter's going back to school sinking fund. I really don't know what my school district is doing this year. But right now I'm just going to continue to let it sit because she will still need supplies nonetheless. And so the ones that I came under from my last paycheck, I'm going to add these ones to this stack. And that will wrap up the sinking fund that I have for my daughter. I think that's enough. Right now I'm at $117. I think adding the $18 is plenty of money. And in this envelope here, it's been cash that I came under over paychecks that I just decided to set back. I do like to keep cash on hand just in case I'm not able to access a bank. And so far, I have it's $140. So what I'm going to do is take the rest of the money that I came under, which is $50, and add it to this stack. And then I'm actually going to put this in the bank so that I can make an additional student loan payment. And any loose change that I get, I typically put in this tin, popcorn tin. But I've actually been carrying around my loose change and using it this time, since a lot of businesses now want you to have exact change, or just prefer you have exact change. So I'm going to keep this for next paycheck. But now let's move on to actually stuffing our cash envelopes. Okay, so now for the fun part, actually stuffing our cash envelopes. So I just got these new bad boys in the mail. I will leave the Instagram handle of who I got them from. They actually make different collections. I will leave their handle somewhere on the screen and also in the description box below if you want to get your own. And they also sent me this really cute pouch to put them in. So I'm going to take out Flex. Typically, if I come under budget, I like to just pull the funds out and put it in the Flex envelope. And I'm going to pull out groceries as well. I take out $180 per paycheck for groceries, but I really don't feel like dragging my kids through the grocery store, so I'm going to order my groceries online. So I just kept the $180 in my account so that I can use my debit card. And for beauty, I kept beauty in my account as well because I'm going to be making an online purchase. So we just have household, fun, and gas this time around. And so for this account, I have 2 separate accounts that I use for all of these expenses. It just helps me to stay organized and not jumble up my money. So I took out $60 this time around for gas since I continue to come under. I left $10 in my account just as a little buffer. So the $60 is going in the gas envelope. So that's done. You know, the cash envelope system, it sounds intimidating, but it's actually pretty darn easy, as you can see. And for household, I budget $38 per paycheck, and these expenses include, like, if I need tissue, dishwashing, liquid, laundry detergent, etc. If my son needs a new pack of pull-ups, then I will pull it from these funds. So that's done. And for fun, I budget $100 per paycheck, so $200 per month. So anyone who tells you that you cannot have fun on a budget is obviously not telling the truth. You can still have fun. It's just important that you plan for it and budget for it, obviously. If you have room in your budget for it, then definitely put it in. All right, so here we go. Super easy. We are prepped and ready to go for this paycheck. And this paycheck was my 3rd paycheck of the month. So I am going to be doing a video on how I use my 3rd paychecks to my advantage on my debt-free journey. And for the longest time, I didn't think that 3rd paychecks were actually seen as extra money. So I'm going to be breaking that down for you all. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you use the cash envelope system or what type of budgeting method that you use, and I will see you guys in the next video.